Hey guys, welcome to Herding Little Cows. Today is the first in a series that we're going to break down the prices of a food we cook and compare it to a price you can buy it for at the grocery store. So today we are making old-fashioned Snickerdoodles. I originally got this recipe from hillbillyhousewife.com, and here's what we're going to do. The original recipe calls for margarine, but we're using butter. So this is 1 stick of butter. Virginia, how much did we buy the butter for?
$2, so it's 50 cents a stick.
Okay, so we have 1 stick of butter, so for 50 cents, and we need 3/4 of a cup of sugar, so it's going to be 1 1/2 of these. Abigail, you can crack your egg and make sure there's no shells in it, and then you can go to wash your hands. Yep, that's good. You can mix, okay? Yep, in there. So we're adding 2/3 of a cup of, sorry, 3/4 of a cup of sugar. You've got to get a piece that's not all crunchy. Yeah. 3/4 of a cup of sugar. How much is a cup of sugar, Virginia? Or how big of a container do we do it? Tell us how we break it down.
We buy it in 25 pounds at $8.78. So there's 2 cups in a pound, so it's 18 cents per cup. 18
cents per cup. We are giving you, we go through every few months and readjust our prices. Unless we've seen a big jump in something, we don't adjust them. Every time we go to the grocery store, we adjust them as we see big jumps, or every couple months we recheck our math. So the 50 cents for the stick of butter, sorry, I got the sheet over here of the math we did. So 15 cents worth of sugar just went into here. 1 egg, Virginia, tell us the price breakdown for eggs. Eggs is something that changes the most. So
15 cents per egg.
15 cents per egg. Last week, I was able to get eggs, and they were 10 cents an egg, because on that $75 budget, I refigured them. So, hold on, we gotta finish mixing first. We're gonna mix this first. You can add the egg in a second. Samuel, can you get out? No, wait. Can you get out the baking powder? We need 1 teaspoon measured into there. After you mix it up. So, we got the eggs last week at 10 cents an egg. Sometimes we get them at 15 cents an egg. Sometimes they're even more expensive than that. So it really just depends. Okay, we're going to add the egg. That's a tablespoon. The teaspoon is in the salt thing, I think. You going to mix? Okay, go. Go. Mix. So now he's going to do a teaspoon of baking powder. And so our teaspoon of baking powder and what's going to be our 1/4 teaspoon of salt are less than a penny put together. Put that in a little bowl. Good. Now you need the salt. You can pull it over towards you. Abigail, we need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which I think this is a 1/4 teaspoon. Hold on. Nope, that's a 1/2 teaspoon, so we're going to do a 1/2 of that. There you go. Put that in. You keep mixing. Yep, put that in there. Okay, so the recipe so far has been stick of butter, 3/4 cup salt, 3/4 cup sugar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I gotta mix it up quick and then I'll give you another job. You combine the sugar and the butter, then you add the egg and get that all mixed up really good, and then we're gonna add the rest of the stuff. You open in the flour, Samuel?
Yeah.
Okay, the recipe, I thought she wrote it wrong on the other recipe. The recipe calls for 1 2/3 cups of flour. So what do we have in there for measuring cups?
We have a 1/3.
Okay, so we're going to need 5 of those. Here, you can use the knife. We keep a knife in our flour bucket so that he can level off the cups. So you're going to put it in here. Don't mix it yet, okay? You'll get to mix it in a minute. 1. Help him count. 2. 3. 4. 5. Okay, and then we're going to add, wait a second, we're going to add our baking powder and our salt. Put it right on top. Sure it all gets out. Push it. There we go. while we wait, guys, hold on. I gotta get you, careful. I gotta get you another little bowl because that one is sticky. Okay, Abigail, can you measure? I got a tablespoon measure here. Can you measure 2 tablespoons of sugar in there? So these Snickerdoodles, 2 tablespoons of sugar.
2 cups.
2 tablespoons, baby.
2 cups of sugar would be a lot. So these cookies, you mix them up and you make them into balls and you roll them in a cinnamon sugar mixture. Okay, I'm gonna do it. You're gonna have another job in a minute, okay? But we gotta get them in the oven. Oh, Naomi, can you walk around us and turn on the oven? It is 400. Yep, and the half teaspoon is in the salt, so you can get it out of the salt. We'll wash it when we're done.
Yep, that's 1. 2.
Good job, Abigail. This is a good recipe for kids because the measurement of the sugar there and the cinnamon there is not as crucial. And you'll see in a minute that we have a really good job for a little boy like Uriah. Put it in the bowl. Oh, no. You're not doing salt. We're doing cinnamon, remember?
Oh, whoops.
We don't need salt there. You need 1.5 of cinnamon. Is that what it says? Where is it? Yep, 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon in there. Okay, I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna give you a job in just a minute. So you're making a really thick dough that you're actually going to stick together while you're making the little balls.
Yeah.
Thanks to my little helper, there's a mess around, and you don't know how much of it I made, and you don't know how much he made. So we're just gonna leave it at that.
He made the one on that side.
He made the one on that side? Okay. So this recipe then tells you that you're going to shape the dough into balls the size of a walnut. How many have you done?
This is the first one.
Okay, that's good. Do 3 of them. So you don't want to work with this dough too long
I was trying to.
because it's got butter in it, and so the butter is going to get warm.
So 2 more.
Yeah. Oh,
He spilled some.
it's okay.
Daddy.
Daddy spilled it. Do you want some help?
Need some help.
Daddy, could you help him measure 2? I just have messy hands
Go
now.
on, Dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it?
Right.
It's hard because it's so low. We use cinnamon a lot, and I should have gotten a different container out for it. And so this does not have to be exact, but it's 2 tablespoons of sugar to 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. You can use that little spoon to mix it up, Daddy. Here we go.
Mix it up.
Okay.
Mix it.
So now the job, I'm going to give Abigail a job and Uriah a job. And Samuel, you are done for right now, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, you can put that down. Abigail, you're going to roll this. Naomi, you're going to help Uriah. You're going to roll this in here and put it on the cookie sheet, okay? And then the next job is to take a cup and to press them till they're slightly flat. Go ahead, put it right on the sheet. She'll move it if she needs to. Nope, no, you're gonna do this job. You get a job, she gets a job. You smush it.
Squish it.
That's
good.
Ooh, that's cool. Okay, you're gonna do that on the next one too, okay? You hold the cup, that's your job.
Put it on the counter. Put it on
Oh, it's okay, that's okay, don't worry about it. Just leave it there on the counter. We can get more if we need it. Can you keep mixing it up? I mean, rolling it around? Okay, now put it over here.
like I did with the flour.
And what do you do this with? Is there another recipe we do that?
Yeah.
There's another
What is
recipe that you tried to clean up the counter.
Oh yeah, okay. Roll the cookie.
Do you spread out much?
No. So we are going to cook these at 400 degrees. So we're going to continue doing this. And then we will show you when they get out of the oven, and we'll give you the price breakdown of making these cookies as opposed to buying them at Walmart. Okay, making cookies with the kids is fun, except they need a little direction in what to do. So we shut the video off for a little bit so that we could actually make the cookies. We ended up with 18 cookies. We're now going to put them in the oven, and we'll show you what they look like when they're done. For the magic of video, our cookies are done. They took about 10 minutes. are what the Snickerdoodles look like. And this was after we rolled them in cinnamon sugar and we pressed them. So we looked on Walmart.com and we found that you could buy a 14 ounce, 10 count of cookies. So 14 ounces of material, 10 count of cookies for $3.98. We also found that you could get a 12 count of cookies, but it was only 11 ounces. That was $1.98. Our cookies are 17 ounces approximately, 18 cookies for $1.04. So it's hard to tell you how much per ounce and everything because we didn't have a scale that we weighed all of this on, but we got more cookies and more ounces for the $1.04 we spent instead of the $1.98 or the $3.98 you would spend at Walmart. So it is cheaper to make these cookies at home. And we're going to be doing more of these recipes in weeks to come. Some of our recipes, it might be very close on whether homemade or store-bought is the same. Maybe some of our recipes are going to cost more, but come back and find another video.